Hi, my name is Imbex, and I'm here to show you how I made Savior. So I just want to go over everything of it, and I also do have a special little surprise with VST that I love to use in my free time when it comes to me making music. It's a D, it's things that cut the ambience out of the background, man. All right, so let's go ahead and hop into the FL Studio. Let's go ahead and go over the whole thing. So, let's just jump up in there, man. Right. Okay, so let's go over this song. So the intro, that's just me playing guitar on my kneecap. What the fuck's up with my kneecap? What the shit? All right, on my Laguna discontinued guitar center guitar. You know why I love to play it even though I won't switch it up? It's because it's discontinued and it's a cheap guitar. And the reason I love it is because so they say that it's not about how much money you put into it, it's about the person who uses it. So I'm not doing anything super technical. I'm not gonna be the next goddamn, Eddie Van Halen. I'm just playing guitar like to play guitar, and this is my baby. I love my baby. It's grunge. Anyway, enough about her. Let's continue about this. So, all right. So I made the intro first, and then I used the lowest string on the guitar to make the bass notes. So without it being toned down, this is what the bass guitar sounds like at normal pitch. I'm sorry. This is what it is at regular pitch. I gotta go far too. Anyway, I put it all put it all the way down. But that's not even the actual one, because the one that plays during the drop is actually the actual bass guitar, which is the fuck is there it is. So it's here with a little bit of faster store. It's the side chaining for the kick and snare, and then the bass boost at 70 hertz on high with the sausage fattener being at around about, I don't know, like plus 40. I just turned it up to sound good, and then I did the same. So the thing about the guitar is, it's recorded in mono, like usual guitar tracks recorded in mono, because there's only one input, one output. So I had to take the same guitar track, and then I cloned it, and I made two different copies, but I put one for the left track and one for the right track, making stereo, because that's like the basics. So if you listen, one side has one guitar, one has the other, which is called panning, and the other one. But them together. But you gotta, when it comes to doing that kind of technique, though, you have to figure out how much panning are you going to do. Are you going to do them individually? Or are you going to do them by 70%, 60%, 50? Like 50%. You don't do them all the way, otherwise it's just a chorus line. So you have to go at least about enough panning. When I say panning, I'm doing the finger things like that and shit. If you look at the top of your FL Studio, if you have FL Studio or Ableton, you'll see there's a thing that says pan. This puts it to the left and the right. And so I did mine, I think all the way. Yeah, all the way. I did like 100%. So that way it was all the way spread out. And so Tyler the Creator synth, regular dubstep drums with a snare bottom. Now let me tell you about the snares, all right? Let me help y'all young guns out with some Elm snares. So when it comes to snares, let me show you something here. Let me show you now. When it comes to snares, you really don't have to worry about the low end as much. I don't like to take out that much low end because I like to be as impactful as hell. So first things first, find the sweet spot of which part of the 8. Well, I usually use Paramedic EQ2, which has an 8-band equalizer on it. So I usually just get the good number 2, and I try to find the sweet spot of the snare where it's hitting the most. Which is right there. And then I add a little bit of something called a wave shaper, which is a free built-in FL Studio. Yeah, they won't tell you about that shit. A wave shaper. It's built into the wave shaper. That's built into it. So you just right-click to make a knob, and you just bring it to the left as much compression as you want. So it's pretty much like it's a squisher. It like the more you go, the more it squishes it. It's like sausage fattener without the color in it. It's just it's like a compressor. It's not a compressor, but it's a compressor. Like it just squishes it. But it is what it is. Anyways, when it came to the breakdown version of this, why the fuck did it make a loop? All right, So during this part, this is just it's just a buzz saw, but the tricky thing about the buzz saw is that the buzz saw is just a synth, and the rest of it is just me doing the effects of my piano. So I took my piano and I took the mod wheel, right click on this, and for those who have followed how to make growls when it came to the Skrillex days, there was this VST called Sugar Bites Wow. This is Sugar Bites Wow 2 because I loved it the first time when I used it when I made Grind Boss and Wolverine. Those shits were heavy, and this was like the core component for it. So I got it again and figured out how to use it. It's a little bit more complicated than the last one, to be honest. It's kind of hard to use. If you don't know how to use it, you'll be like, it's trash, and then delete it and ask for refund. But if you know how to use WoW, it's very, very useful. So what I did was add the modulation on the cutoff, figured out which vowels used for vowel mode, and then I modulated that during the breakdown. So as you notice, I don't have many lines like most producers. I don't have lines going all over the place. I like mine sectioned. It needs to be here. It needs to be there. It doesn't need to be all over the whole song. Like, it just gives me too much anxiety. So I just like to keep it in bars and segments. So with this is the modulation when I was playing it live. Now, when it came to the womps, I didn't want it to be too heavy in the bass section, so I didn't add the 3XOSC, aka the sub bass. So I just raised the sub bass a little bit and raised a little bit of the highs in the beginning. And then, of course, the impact, the ARPs, and then the cinematic drums all make for those effects. But of course, I cut it out during the beginning for the drop because I didn't want the impact to go into the low end of the cinematic drums because I wanted them all to hit the same. And it is auto saving. I'm so sorry. I have it on frequent save, so it does this every 5 minutes. Hey, better safe than sorry though. But I already finished this, so the cool thing about auto save is it doesn't save over what I have. So anyway. Okay, then there's the build-ups. Yeah. So when it comes to making build-ups, bro, like, you don't just use the same kick that you started with. You have to take the kick and make it short so it doesn't go all over the place. But the thing is, I did add a kick sidechain to the. Sorry, it's like 4 in the morning. You had a kick sidechain to some of the effects and everything, so that way it doesn't get cut out. But at the same time, you have to make sure the kick isn't overbearing, which is where I have in the beginning here. These are the volume automations for the kicks, so that way they're not cutting off the mix. You want it to be there, but you don't want it to be a prominent figure in the build-up. Otherwise, it just muds everything when it gets to this part. You can hear it, but it's not all over the place. You know what I'm saying? So during the drop, it's the same effect with the Sugar Bites Wow, and then a couple of rhythm womps. When it came to the bass sustain, I just, of course, automation, modulation. All I did really was just take the okay, so you don't know anything about linking your instruments to, let's say, what's it called? Linking your instruments to your serum. So the thing about this is that if you go to Matrix, then you have all these different options. And so usually what I do is I go here, and if it comes to a tempo change or anything else I want to do, I just add here, and then I will take this part, like let's say this part, and this button right here is what's called the macro button. So you click this first, and then you tweak this knob, and boom, hey, there's a message. There's a message. What? There's a message. So then you can right click and create an automation if you don't have instruments, or you can just use an instrument. So when you left click, whatever you move is going to control whatever you click on. So as I move the mod wheel, I can move the knobs in this serum. So now with this part, all I did really was start with the bass line first, and the guitar, and then do the guitar around it. One's a mid guitar, one's a high guitar. Both with using this VST. I like to use called pitch proof. Pitch proof is a free VST that is how do you say, it's a doubling VST. So you know in pop music you have like two voices singing at the same time. That's what pitch proof is. So I have one guitar at regular pitch and another one +5 semitones. So then with them blend together, it sounds like a chorus, but it ain't a chorus though. Now, I wanted to be as mellow as possible, so I did the most cringiest thing I could think of, and I took the guitar chomps and I put them during the dubstep womps. All right, so now let's get on to my favorite part, which is the breakdown. Just one big ass impact. All right, so this is my favorite part of the entire song. That is the bass drop. And that's at the guitar womps. And this chomp. And then I took some drum fills. And the same one just to slap all together. Now the hardest part was the guitar. How do you take one guitar and make it sound grungy enough to take up the space for two guitars? So it sounds like a wombly fart, right? So I took sausage fattener, added that a little bit, paramedic EQ. I like just took it right up the low end. A little bit of chorus, just to make it sound like 2, and blood overdrive, which is a color distorter. So I guess it's a disperser. Is that what it is? I don't know. It's something where you get distorted and it still sounds like it has some kind of flavor, but it is what it is. And I love it. You just gotta be careful with it, but yeah. So let's take off the sausage fattener, the EQ, and the blood overdrive. That's what overdrive. And you see, you need that sausage fattener with the color so you can give it some. And so this is the whole thing. The drums are all just the same drums from earlier, but I added just a pan snare in it. So that's really all it is. You just gotta keep it simple. Now let's get to the last part. Now, doing tempo changes is fucking difficult, and I haven't done them in a while, but I want it to be good, right? I want it to be really good. So at first, I put it here. I had to drag it back a bit. But besides that, the transition womp is just literally this. Automation on the pitch bend, on a reverb, on the effect. That's all it is. Now, when it came to the outro, I wanted it to be like a goth song from like Queen of the Damned, so... So that's me playing those notes, and then the pads. For those who don't know what GMS is, you guys are missing out on shit in FL Studio that you already have. You don't need to fall into those stupid scam Instagram stories where you need to pay like $30 to $40 for a VST that does some kind of magical trick. It's already built into your DAW. You just gotta explore your DAW. Explore your DAW, man. GMS has been a tried and true VST, just like Citrus. I know y'all don't like Citrus. Citrus is always gonna be GOAT. Just like GMS, just like Harmer, just like Harmless, just like Wasp XT, just Autogun. I mean, Sakura, Plucked. I mean, I know these VSTs by heart at this point. I know Harmer is good for the future shit, and I know for the heavy stuff and the melodies is Citrus, and then for like EDM is Citrus, and then for more orchestral stuff is, you know, Sakura, 100%. Don't touch anything else. Sakura has all the bows and pianos. Anything. Anyway, let me stop rambling now. So GMS. Just a simple pad. Not a hard attack, really smooth, not in your face, just mellow. But with that other synth, that's just a high pluck. That's all it is. Now with the guitar, I was like, let me go ahead and add this with the guitar solo. So this is it without it. And with the guitar, I'm just... That's just me doing the guitar solo out while I'm singing the songs and shit. And now let me get into the last section that I really want to cover with you guys. Also, I hope you guys liked it so far. It's very simple production, but it just took a lot of time, effort, and care just to find how to morph these sounds and samples to go together. But getting all that nice and getting the right vibe and the right flow and the right frequencies and the right methods and procedures and techniques, it just took like damn near about a week and some hours. Like to finish this took like 6 hours consistently. I didn't do shit else. So honestly, yeah, I hope you guys like it. If you guys check it out on SoundCloud right now, it's Savior, and it will be on Spotify next month in June on the 10th. So anyway, let me get into this VST that I really want you guys to check out. So if you have $30, which I know you do, Jewel pods are pretty expensive. I do want you to maybe consider getting this VST if you rap, sing, or whatever, and you live in a house with a lot of people, or a house like how I do, where there's a lot of space, but there's no kind of things, you know. I don't have any pads and that special shit they got in the studios. This is it. This is it. All right. So this is VST I use called Clarity VX. And so what this is it is a... it's like an deambiancer. I don't know. It just deambiances. Let me show you exactly what I mean. So it has about 1 million different neural networks in it that help it process sounds and get like literally look this shit up on YouTube, bro. People have been in testing it out in their kitchen cooking bacon, and it will cut the sound out as they're talking. It is amazing. It was worth the money. So let me show you. I have this really bad, really old Big Pun song, which has a lot of warmth and vinyl like grit in it.
Puerto Rico. Toma. Pronto llegará.
All right, now I'm going to turn on my Clarity VX to 100%.
Puerto Rico.
Do you hear that shit? Let me show you in real time.
Puerto Rico. Toma. Pronto llegará el día de mi suerte. Te lo juro por mi gente. Te juro que un día llegará.
I mean, of course, it's over compressed because it's probably my Maximus, which, by the way, I use Maximus for all of my songs. It's a multi-band compressor, and it makes all your songs loud. And for anybody that's just discovering and making YouTube about it, it's been around for years. So, I mean, with this, it's all about trial and error, baby. Maximus is a beast. It will boost a song. It will make it sound gloriously loud. It will make it sound fantabulous. But if you do not know how to use it, you can have the wrong frequencies boosted. For example, if you listen to a motherfucker, they'd be like, oh, won't you just boost it low and past 300? No, don't boost it past 300. Just EQ your sounds individually. This is at 246 hertz low end, and it still punches through on a sub, but it's not overbearing to where you can't hear it. So you got to fluctuate with that. These are called the bands. You got a good amount of mid, really focus on the high about, I say, what, like 44? Let's see, 44. Yeah, 41 is my sweet spot. 44,000 up hertz on high end, and then less than 300 hertz on the low end. And that's how I keep it, so I have just enough room for the mid. Why is mid so important? As much as it sounds stupid, mid is good for snares and, you know, the filling of the sound. I'll show you what I mean. If I play this song... All you guys highs and lows, but you don't have no meat. Where's the meat? Arby's, bitch. Anyway, yeah, check that out. Mess with it. Make your own preset. It's gonna be your best friend, to be honest. But not when it comes to getting your songs mastered. Make sure to take that shit off and then drop everything down negative 3 dBs. Anyways, I do want to thank you guys for checking out the song and checking out my stuff and all whatnot. So I have merch now available. So I make my own merch and I have albums and singles and stuff. And you know, I've been doing this for about almost 11 years now. For those who have not known me for that long or known me from back in the day, my ATL grime days, then just know I'm still around and hoping to pick it back up. So if you're still checking out my YouTube channel, my Discords, or my Twitter, my Facebook, or any of those things, thank you so much for checking out my stuff. Because I start to lose faith all the time, and this is the toughest thing that I've dealt with. But it's the only thing that makes me happy, which is making music and DJing and meeting people and stuff. So besides all this sappy bullshit, that was so gross. Besides all of that, I do hope you have a good rest of your day. You guys for checking out the video, not the stream. God damn, wrong thing. And have a beautiful rest of your night. Like and subscribe. Bye.